Chiefs, who will be leading our pledge and invocation this evening? Thank you.
Pound it off real quick.
Okay, we'll run through the agenda. We don't have many agenda items this evening. Pam, do we have anyone? Oh, she's not in here. Do we have anyone that's requested to speak?
We did, but they were actually wanting to talk to the city of Calera, so I think we're off the hook right now.
Okay, well, they might check out Calera then. Okay, so unless someone comes in before time, we don't have anyone to speak. We'll have our standing committee reports. We do have a resolution. During my report, we'll be honoring Grayson Gay, who was selected as the Alabama Public Television Young Hero. So we'll go through all reports. We don't have any unfinished business. Last time I said we have a short agenda. We had a long meeting because of other personnel items and business, but we don't have anything tonight that we're going to have to discuss at length during the meeting. We do have the resolution for additional job descriptions to be approved, and we are so close on getting those done. We just have a few more, and some of those will actually come during budget time. So we're very, very close to having all the job descriptions done that we have hired at this time. And then we have that item number 2, which will be the public hearing for ordinance 2639 to amend the zoning ordinance. Hey, Wes, one thing I might need to add on the announcements is the public hearing on the nuisance properties. I probably need to add that. So, yes. Just because it's already set, but probably need to add it to this, the announcements here at the end.
With Blake not being able to come, Brandon from Building Department is going to come and speak about, school us and I thought I would bring him up during my report to let him give us information on why this ordinance is needed.
So is he going to be here on tonight?
Yes.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. It's usually in Blake's field, but Brandon said he would step in and
Okay,
handle it tonight.
sounds good. Is there anything else regarding the agenda items that I'll say? So Brandon will be able to catch us up on why those,
The reasons,
The-
yeah.
why the
reasons it's
amendments are needed for that ordinance, that new business item number 2. So he'll be here during the meeting, not during the work session.
Mhm.
Okay, do we have any department heads who have anything they need to notify us about tonight outside the meeting? Okay. Okay, council and mayor and city attorney, you all have several documents. These are all different items that have been brought up either to our attention or who have been brought up by citizens or have surfaced through some of the work that we've all been doing. The first one that you have is the potential for creating a city business advisory board. So Wes has drafted a potential ordinance creating that advisory board. This would be a new board that would be incorporated if we so choose to proceed forward. I'm not going to go over all the details of it, but I do need for you all to read it and provide some input. If you see any edits that need to be made or adjustments or clarifications, we really need for the council and the mayor to provide some input on that. Do you want me to give you time to read that now, or do you want to do that later?
Let's do it later. I won't read well under
Process,
pressure.
okay. So just keep that, read it, if you'll give me some input, and then I'll catch up with Wes and Brandy on that. Okay, the next item for consideration to proceed forward, and I'll need input on this as well, would be a resolution for a temporary moratorium on the acceptance, processing, and approval of applications for the development, construction, expansion, or operation of data centers within the city of Cullman. So, and all we have any say-so in is what happens in the city of Cullman, or city property. So if y'all would read this, Wes also researched what some other municipalities are doing, so any input that you all may have on that, once you have a chance to read it, if you'll get me that input as well. The third item in your packet is a proposed small business stimulus program. So along the lines of, one of the early things that we did was the neighborhood enhancement program under this Constitutional Amendment 772 to hopefully renovate blighted properties within our neighborhoods and incentivize property owners or developers to do that and to clean up those properties, dilapidated properties. We've also, under 772, can do industrial and retail stimulus. This would actually be a small business stimulus program within the city of Cullman. So this was drafted. It has been sent to Jamie, Director of Economic Development, has had some input on it. Brandy, our city attorney, has had input on it. I think Brandon, who else, Wes, is just looking at, a lot of different people have laid eyes on it because it would involve multiple departments. So if you'll take some time over the next week or so, really week, because we have a meeting next week, to really comb through this and poke holes in it, ask questions. Where do we need to move in this direction? And if you think we need to move in that direction or not.
And this is the one where it's proposed that the people that are on it not necessarily have to be residents, they just have to have a business.
No,
This is
this one
the-
is just the small business stimulus. So this would be,
I'm sorry,
okay, the first one, the Business Advisory Council, would be where
that's the one, yeah.
there could be business owners within the city of Cullman. Some of them would be citizens in the city limits, some of them might be
Might
within
be.
the county.
But their business is in this.
That's right.
Yeah. we've been-
Yeah.
And I wonder if they, shouldn't have some input on the second,
Yep.
on the stimulus.
So on the stimulus would be, let's say there's a small business
yeah.
and they want to expand, or they want to build a new building, or they want to start carrying another product in their store. This might give them the opportunity to expand and then apply for a rebate for a certain amount or percentage or whatever. But the reason I wanted to bring both of these at the same time would be when y'all read about the small business stimulus, think about how that business advisory board might also be a part of that stimulus. Because if you have a stimulus program and small businesses make application, who's the application going to go to without it having to bog down people who are already busy with their day-to-day job? They're going to have to be involved in it anyway.
Right.
But it could be kind of like the Alcohol Review Board or the Planning Commission who reviews something, and then they'll give a favorable or an unfavorable, and then it will proceed forward down the channel. So just some ideas on that. Jamie, do you have other information to share on that?
No, just my comments that I made when reviewing it, those were the things I was concerned about it only benefiting the owner of the property and not the business, because think of how many businesses are, they're just leasing that.
Right.
So I just thought that's something we need to look at.
Okay. So
I
think about
thought-
that when
yeah,
you're reading
I
over
was
it.
thinking we'd base it off, business license in a brick and mortar, they don't, are you saying own the property or own the business?
They own the property, so if it's a benefit to the property owner, it's not, most of the times actually that business, because they're just leasing it from someone.
So we might need to consider when we're reading it, how could it promote their business? And then they're going to have to prove under 772 that there's a public purpose. So it would be an increase in jobs or revenue or something to benefit the entire community, not just their business. Yep.
I was gonna say, the incentive would come from a rebate of the additional property tax that's created by those improvements. So that's the reason it gets kind of difficult when somebody's renting a location. They may not be the one paying the taxes on that business. But that's the idea is, you'd only be rebating this additional tax revenue that they're generating. So, but,
Right. So we may want to think about,
Yeah.
are there ways that we can do that? Do some research on that. Okay. Anybody have any other questions? Okay, we'll continue to look at that, but if you'll all lay eyes on it and share your input, I think that'll really help us get to a good place where it can help some small business owners. Okay, the next item in your packet is, I asked Wes, we had Restoring Women's Outreach come with their request for the opioid recovery funds. And there's only certain things that money can be spent on, but I also asked, what has that opioid money been used, where has it been used previously? So you can see on the email, the total funds received were $602,862.43. $250,000 of that opioid recovery money was given to the Good Samaritan Health Clinic. $50,000 was given to Lighthouse of Cullman. And Restoring Women's Outreach has requested,
124.
is it 124?
I get,
Well,
is that the
that's their
estimated
total.
It says
balance remaining?
125 on the top.
Down at the bottom, it says 120.
125, it's on the top of that letter. So they're requesting 125.
Okay.
One question that I had after I looked at those numbers, Wes, and I don't know if we can get this information, would be the number of people who benefited from the Good Samaritan and the Lighthouse, and then the number of people who will benefit from Restoring Women's Outreach. I think that would help us with a ratio there.
When, off the subject a little bit, but when were these funds given to the Good Samaritan and the other? Is that,
Roughly 2 years ago on the
Okay.
Good Samaritan and last year on the Lighthouse.
okay,
I did speak to John Bullard, the county administrator, and he did let me know the county, was doing 50,000 on the request. That's what they approved.
Okay,
Where is it, where are they located at?
They have multiple locations, some are in,
several houses. She came and spoke to us.
I think they've
Oh,
got
yeah, no, I
7
know.
houses in the city limits. I think
Yeah,
they've
and
got 7 houses. They've also got a facility she's looking at in Beaumont.
And
That one, Franklin County is,
and this particular request is for upgrades on a property, right, Wes? Yeah.
so she's got in the letter, in 2025, they served 122 women. So I'm just curious as to how many the Lighthouse served in 2025 and the Good Samaritan Health Clinic. I think that would help us with a good ratio to base a decision. Y'all have any other ideas or questions on that one? Yep, if we could get that information, I think we'll be close. And then Wes has already drafted a potential resolution. We would just have to come up with a recommendation for the amount.
What about, was there talk about, Mr. Mayor, a lawsuit that was pending that federal, like a class action or federal, that we might receive more in the future?
It's the same type lawsuit that we've got the previous funds on, and she's aware of it, but there's more money going to flow this way. I can't give you a dollar amount.
Yeah, I don't have a dollar amount either, but it's
But
in the
potentially as
works.
much as we got the first time,
Okay.
according to what Roy was saying before he passed away.
Okay.
From the opioid fund, from opioid?
Yes.
Really?
the general public, you may want to know too, that those funds can't be used for just anything. You can't take those money to build a road or anything like that. It's got to be.
Right.
the
Will you
opioid
say that in the microphone, so,
Sure.
because we are recorded, this will be published after the meeting.
Yes, ma'am. Just for the public, on the opioid funds, those have to be used for certain things. They cannot be used to build a road, and other things that people might want. They have to be for opioid recovery. So you are limited on what y'all can do with those funds.
And I guess the research has been done that they qualified, that they do qualify, and
Yes.
also for what they're asking to spend, oh, yeah, okay.
Yes, the two we've used have both been researched. They qualify, and then the one that's requesting would also qualify.
Okay,
and
thank you.
just like with taxpayer money for roads and all that, we have a obligation to, oversee that money, but we also have a responsibility to get it out there to, I mean, that's what that money's for. So if
Right.
these people are requesting it and they meet all the needs, and we don't need to let the money just sit there.
Right.
so.
I agree.
Needs to be used for the purpose in which it was intended. So,
Exactly.
yeah, I think if we can just get those numbers from her, then, and I can email her tonight too. Well, I don't have Good Samaritan, Yolanda's.
We'll get
It'll be a bunch.
Yeah, yeah.
It'll be a lot.
Okay, yep, if we can get that, I think we'll be close. Okay, then the next packet, and we're definitely not gonna sit here and read all of this one tonight, it's several pages, but this is a resolution that was passed, I think initially in 1986, Wes, and then it was amended in 2008. You know, when we've been looking at all of our boards and board appointments, there's a Cullman Downtown Redevelopment Authority. So I wanted to actually read why it was developed and what's in the ordinances and the resolutions that were passed so that we have knowledge of whether or not we need to keep that and what the intention was as far as using that. Yes.
That was disbanded like last year. It was totally shut down, bank account closed.
Well, then we might need to take action
It's not,
because there was action taken to develop it. And so if it was dissolved without action, we probably need to consider that.
I have all those files.
Okay. Yep, if you can get that, that would be great.
You will have to take action on your side to officially remove the board.
Right, because it was officially incorporated.
Is there a reason that that it wasn't just, I mean, taken action on in the past, whenever you said a year or two, whatever? I mean, was there a reason that there wasn't action taken to completely dissolve it, I guess, is what we're asking?
Well, it was still listed
It's-
on the board appointment list.
Yeah,
It's still on there.
They could have dissolved it just from their side as far as dissolving it as a company as it exists. We just need to clean it off our books from being a board listed, just basically reaffirming what they've already done. Does that make sense?
And if we're gonna take it off of our list of boards, we need that information. Yeah. Okay. Good deal. Okay, the next one is an email from Blake, and he sent us the Code of Alabama that deals with weed nuisance procedures. And this section of the code gives municipalities the authority to create a new procedure to abate weed nuisance properties after they go through the initial process laid out in this section. I know he couldn't be here this evening, but is there gonna be a request to amend ordinances based on this information and the procedures that we currently have in place?
Yes, Madam President. When Blake was researching the ordinance, he did find a few conflicts in the sections. And so we have two different sections that address the same thing. We just need to figure out which section they're gonna move forward with, which is according to state law, clean that up a little bit. Basically, you had two different sections, one section for nuisances, one section's for weeds. They covered the same thing. But it's close, the ordinances and the code that's in place. There's just some discrepancy on some words and some definitions that need to be cleaned up to help Blake. One of the simple things is the word junk's not defined, so simple things like
Right.
that would help him with his job, as far as the enforcement side goes.
Okay. So what are the next steps in that? Is he going to present a request? Is he gonna work with you and
He has.
Mayor and Brandy on that? And,
He has. He started drafting it right now. He's worked with me and with Pam. We've
Okay.
both been we want to get it to rough draft.
Right.
Let the mayor look at it, let Brandy look at it, and then once they kind of bless it, we'll forward it on to the group so everybody can see it. I just want to get it close, because right now it's a lot of moving pieces where it'd be better if y'all saw it in more of a finished format than.
okay,
He went ahead and did appeals process, because that's one of the things that has to be included that wasn't included. He's got that section done, but versus bringing y'all 4 or 5 different ordinances to amend this section and this section, we're trying to clean it up and just do it in one.
great. Thank y'all for doing that. Well, and this gives us the background on it, so we can go ahead and read the code, and so when we get it, we'll know what we're looking at.
And Blake really appreciates the support for the council, and the mayor on taking care of these. He thinks he's been working really hard, been trying to work with court, and that process just hasn't worked as well as he would like, but, he's really appreciative of y'all, stepping up and helping him with it.
Well, and we appreciate
Yeah,
that work
And us of
too.
him, yeah, exactly.
Okay, I don't have anything else for the work session except, just remember on the Alabama League of Municipalities, the regional training in Birmingham is June 25th. So if you were planning to go to that, need to email, who do we need to email? Who? Will Leanne register?
You can email Leanne or the city clerk.
Could,
That
City
goes to me and
clerk?
pay 'em both.
Okay,
I would like to see the credits that we have, the few that we have, the few that, what we need, the deadlines and all that stuff. I don't know how long I have to go to these classes, and June's packed for me, so.
well, and there's gonna be some online ones that I think I saw an email
I saw something with an
that
online.
came out with some online modules, so it might be that we can do some of those too.
We received some for going to that orientation. I don't know how much or,
Probably got maybe 6-8 hours
I
for
think
that
it
day.
might have been 6, maybe.
What's
yeah.
required, does anybody know?
That's what I
It's
was asking,
10.
how many we need and when do we need it by?
I think it's 10 that's required.
Yes, and and I'll get a report, I can get one for each one of you and show kind of where y'all are at in your certification, because I know all of y'all are working toward your certification. So I'll get you a copy of your hours. Just send it to everybody,
Yep.
each person.
Thank
Be
you.
great, thank you.
Mayor's getting close, I think.
He's trying to avoid it. He's not even trying real hard.
Yeah.
Or the furthest away.
Well, and then I wanted to go to that one in June, but I did see they just sent that out, I think it was today or yesterday, about the
One
online.
in Hawaii.
I don't think they have one in Hawaii. They have one in Fairhope in
I'm
July.
out.
Well, that
I'm out
reciprocal-
on Hawaii.
That's a long flight.
Okay,
Some
if
of
there's
some of
nothing
Have to work
else
still, you know,
Yeah.
I mean.
On boat ride.
for the work session, I don't have anything else. Do any of you have anything else?
After there. Our next meeting's just a week away, right?
Our next meeting is next week.
Okay.
So the deadline for agenda items is today.
Better hurry.
So, yeah. I'm sure I know some came through already, but,
Well, my helper's been off for a few days, so I'm not there yet.
okay. And then if you'll just read these and give feedback as you can, and I don't want to rush all of them too much, but I want to make sure we get them right. Okay?
Okay.
That's all I've got.